Hey guys, welcome to a new episode. So this episode is gonna be a little bit different and we're gonna specifically talk about time. You need to realize that time is going so fast and we can't really change it, we can't really buy time or go back to that time. So stop wasting your time now, whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning for next few weeks or 1 month, just stop it. Start doing now, just sit there and start working. If it's a project, if it's a website or anything else. Because time could be one of the greatest concepts of your life, could be the biggest advantage you have, but you have to be smart. So in this episode we're gonna talk and cover different ways of how you can be much more efficient and how you can increase it. So enjoy the episode and let's go! So when you're starting your day, and obviously time is everything, and we're focusing on time a lot in this episode. So one of the main three things you need to do when you're starting your day is first, when you just arrive to your workplace, you start preparing some sort of a plan. So just take a little, you can just like type, I usually type, but you can just write down with a note. Write some sort of like a morning you need to do this, afternoon you need to do this, and then at the end of the day you need to do this. So just a small plan, and then based on that plan you need to put your most important tasks. So like prioritize and make sure you do them at the very beginning. Because what we have a Trello, right? Trello platform, and every person has, obviously some tasks to do. And when I have some tasks as well every day, I try to do the highest priority, because I know afterwards we're gonna film a blog, we're gonna do other things, and basically there will be no time to do that. And another thing is distractions. You're gonna have distractions, you're gonna have some like lazy moments. So try to make sure you do everything possible at the beginning of the working day, because then all these distractions, they're gonna come, and then if you forget something, you'll literally just gonna be catching up and staying probably until very late, and you're not gonna be productive at all. So make sure you do the first tasks first, and then afterwards you just work based on your plan. So wanted to discuss, three main programs when you're trying to manage your time, when you're trying to, also decide, which time you need to arrange, which platform to use. So there's the three programs, you're probably very familiar with them. One of the first one is Trello. You can use Trello for, if you're running a company for managing people, it's very efficient to use it because it saves time. And but you can still build it for your personal use. So you can literally build those columns and just have, for example, maybe certain projects that you're like working, and you can put them in different columns. So this is one of the best and efficient ways. Because you can have it on your phone, you can have it on your laptop as well. So you just, you don't need to go for super paid apps or just anything different. You can just use Trello. It's also in the cloud, so it's very easy just to keep up with everything. And then of course the calendar, you will be probably, now you don't have any maybe meetings or if you have a lot of meetings. But now I'm realizing that I'm tending to forget things, so it's very normal. And if you're not using calendar, you're just literally just out of place. Even though like what you can use, and what I also tried and do is I try to put, for example, morning time, I put in the calendar like what I'm gonna do, afternoon time the same, evening time the same, and I put alerts, so it always keeps reminding about those things. So this is just good for really organizing yourself. And of course, like reminders, this is the best way to remind you something, because this is small details. Like if you don't pay attention to them, later on you'll be like, oh, I should have put that in the calendar, oh, let's make the calendar now, but it's going to be too late. So start now, just separate your time into the blocks and just write down literally everything that you're going to do. Also, I just wanted to share a little bit of a story and as well the value I learned from it. So when you're working on the project, on your business, you need to have some sort of a deadline, right? You need to have basically when you're gonna finish the project, when you're gonna launch your website, and etc, etc. And when I was in university, I assume this happened to you as well, that we have those deadlines for our project, and we just need to make sure we do them at the time. And I assume it happened maybe like where you have these 2 weeks to do the project, and you're just like literally waiting until the last moment, maybe because you were busy, or maybe because you didn't realize it's going to take a long time, or you were just lazy. And this happened to me as well. And what I learned from business side is that you need to set also those deadlines and the goals, because if you don't set the deadlines, basically you're not going to be feeling responsible for them. And the same happens to your employers, the teammates you have. Basically they're just not going to be feeling like, okay, I need to do this at that time. They'll be like, okay, I have a week or maybe more to complete this. So this is very important. You need to make sure you're working on the deadlines, because then you're going to be okay, I have to finish at this date. And then you can set a milestones for you as well, like you have to complete week 1 is this, week 2 is this, right? And that's the only way you're gonna achieve those goals. So we have, for example, the goal to finish the course by that date, right? So we have this, and almost crashed there. And you have to literally keep constantly working on those deadlines according to your plan as well. And I found it very useful to have them. And another thing as well, what helped me is when I have a good amount of time, sleeping time, like you need to have at least like 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep every day to make sure you're productive, because otherwise you can just wake up, be really like feeling energized, and then in the afternoon after you eat lunch, you're just like, okay, I'm done, I'm lazy, I can't concentrate. And this is very normal. It happens to me a lot, actually. I'm super motivated, super energized in the morning, then I have lunch, other stuff, and then basically I'm done, I can't concentrate. So what Cristiano Ronaldo is doing, he has his own basically a routine, a system which he follows. So he sleeps 4 to 5, max 6 hours in the night, and then he spend the rest in the he also sleeps in 1 to 2 hours in the afternoon. And that way he is very productive, he is very energized in the morning, and then after the lunch he is also having like a nap, semi-nap, like siesta when they call in Spain. And then afterwards you become much more productive again, like you were in the morning. And I tried this several times. It's just really hard to do it, because when you're in the zone, you just can't really, focus to go to bed. But if you do it, then you're like, okay, I have more power, I have more energy. So your work after like 3-4 p.m. becomes much more resultive. And in the evening, you can just go to the gym, you can just like do whatever you want, and then start the next day again. So concluding this talk, I feel like you should be responsible a lot. You should be really trying to always work on yourself, push yourself to make sure you're, coming up with some sort of deadline, some sort of the milestones. And then when you also structure your day, you need to understand that the time is the most important in your day, and the sleep as well. So you need to make sure you structure those things, and work on yourself. Try them, implement. If it's working out, share as well. Share with me, share with other people, and I'm sure this is going to be really helpful for yourself and your business as well.